Disclaimer: this is a work of fiction created for entertainment purpose only, not affiliated with BTS or Big Hit Entertainment. Characters and storylines are fictional and for entertainment purpose only. If you are homophobic, then please just leave. Tigers Bunny promote respect and kindness. The music was slow and smooth, the kind that whispered wealth and charm into the air. Taehyung's business party had drawn the usual crowd, investors, clients, polished smile. Jungkook walked in beside his husband Taehyung, his dress hugging every curve, the slit high enough to catch more than just the light. It was bold, maybe bold, but Jungkook more bold. Jungkook liked the way things lingered when he thought Jungkook wasn't looking. They were standing together now. Jungkook had drifted off to talk with an old friend, laughter dancing between them like sparks. Taehyung stood across the room, a glass in hand, jaw tight. Jungkook could feel the weight of Taehyung's gaze before he even looked. Taehyung wasn't listening to a word the man next to him was saying. Taehyung was watching Jungkook and burning. Taehyung's eyes hadn't left Jungkook for minutes now. Jungkook could feel the tension like a wire stretched tight between them. Every time Jungkook leaned in to laugh, every time his hand brushed against his friend's arm, Taehyung's grip on his glass seemed to tighten. The eyes clinked softly, but it sounded like thunder in Taehyung's head. Taehyung started walking over slow control, but Jungkook knew that walk. Taehyung was trying to stay calm and failing. Jungkook gulping, seeing Taehyung's scary eyes. Hubby, what happened? So innocently, Taehyung, ignoring Jungkook's word. Excuse me, he said to Jungkook's friend. Taehyung's voice all politeness, but Taehyung's hand was already on Jungkook's lower back, firm possessive. I need a moment with my wifey. Jungkook's friend raised an eyebrow and stepped away with a knowing smirk. Taehyung leaned in close, lips brushing the shell of Jungkook's ear. What exactly are you trying to do, waiting there, princess? The Taehyung murmur's voice low and dangerous. Does my princess have any idea how many eyes are on you right now? Because I do. Every single one. Jungkook turned to Taehyung, face slow and steady. But it's just a dress, Abhi, Jungkook said, though he knew exactly what it was doing to Taehyung. Taehyung didn't smile, his hand slid down, gripping Jungkook's face. You are my love and I don't like sharing, even if it's just their eyes. Taehyung grip tightened as he leaned in, his breath hot against Jungkook's ear. We are leaving now. Before Jungkook could respond, Taehyung's hand slipped into his, and with a quick but firm tug, Taehyung guided Jungkook through the crowd. No one questioned it. Taehyung's expression made sure of that. Taehyung didn't look at anyone, didn't say a word. Jungkook followed, heart racing, heels clicking against the marble floor as they cut through the hall and out the inside exit. The cold night air bit at Jungkook's skin, a sharp contrast to the heat simmering between them. Taehyung didn't stop walking, didn't even glance back as he led Jungkook toward the parking lot, his grip never loosening. There was a tension in Taehyung's body, controlled, cold, dangerous. They reached Taehyung's car, and before Jungkook could say anything, Taehyung pressed him up against the door with a force that made Jungkook breathe catch. Taehyung hand found Jungkook, his body inches from his. You knew exactly what you were doing in that dress. Taehyung rolled, eyes dark, standing there laughing like that, letting him look at you like he had a chance. Hmm? Jungkook, smirked, still breathless. He loved it the most when Taehyung became all possessive and jealous. He wrapped his arm around his neck. Maybe I wanted to see how you would react. Taehyung jaw clenched. You got your answer then, princess. His hands were firm on Jungkook's waist, holding him against the cold metal of the car as his eyes bored into Jungkook's. The air between them was thick, jealousy, heat, frustration, all tangled into one tight knot. You think this is a game? Taehyung said, his voice low. parading around like this, making me watch while someone else stand too close towards mine. Jungkook let out a soft breath, half defiant, half excited. I wasn't trying to make you jealous, Abhi. Theon leaned in, his forehead resting against Jungkook for a beat. Breathe heavy. But you did, Princess, he whispered, and I can't stand it. There was a silence, sharp and electric. Then suddenly Theon's hands slid up Jungkook's side, slow but firm, grounding him, reminding him exactly who he belonged to. Theon, I need you to understand something, love. Theon murmured, lips brushing Jungkook's without quite kissing. I'm not the kind of man who watches quickly. You want my attention. You have it, all of it. The way Theon said it wasn't just a warning, it was a promise. Jungkook breathing heavily. Hubby and Theon finally kissed Jungkook. It was anything but gentle. It was possessive, claiming every breath like it was his. But under all that heat, there was something else, an edge, a need that ran deeper than pride. When he pulled back, his voice had softened just enough. Theon, next time you wear something like that, I'm not letting you leave my side. Theong's lips crashed back onto Jungkook's with a hunger that left no room for doubt. This wasn't just jealousy anymore, it was unfiltered and building with every second Theong had to watch Jungkook from far. He kissed Jungkook like he was trying to erase the memory of every other pair of eyes that had been on him tonight. Then Theong's lips trailed down slow and burning along Jungkook's jawline to the curve of his neck. He found the spot just below Jungkook's ear and lingered there, breath hot and voice slow. Distressed, Taehyung crawled against Jungkook's skin, his hand gripping Jungkook tighter, pulling him flush against him. Has been driving me insane all night. He pressed a kiss to Jungkook's shoulder just where the fabric dipped low. Every step you took, every glance they gave you, I felt it like fire under my skin. Jungkook biting his lips to stop making any weird sound. Taehyung, fingers slid along the side of Jungkook, tracing the height that made him shiver. Do you even know what it's like standing there smiling, pretending to care about business, while all I could think about was how badly I wanted to drag you away, just like this? Jungkook barely had time to catch his breath before Theon's lips returned to his neck. One hand cradled the back of Jungkook's head, the other holding him tight at the waist, as if letting go wasn't an option. Mine, Theon whispered, voice deep and trembling with restraint. Only mine. Theong's lips were still on Jungkook's neck, each kiss leaving a trail of fire. Jungkook bit his bottom lips, failing to contain the way Theong made him feel. His cheeks flushed, burning with the mix of embarrassment and excitement that Theong's intensity always pulled out of him. You feel that love? Theong whispered, his lips brushing Jungkook's skin like a secret. That's what you do to me. Jungkook hands gripped Theong's shoulder, fingers digging in, trying to ground himself in the storm Theong had become. Every word pushed him into a space where nothing exists but Theon. Jungkook, you are being unfair, hubby. He managed to whisper, through it come out more like a breath. Theon pulled back just enough to look into Theon's eye. Jungkook's eyes, his own dark and locked into Jungkook's. Unfair, he murmured, his thumb brushing gently against Jungkook's cheek. You walked in wearing that, knowing exactly what it would do to me. You knew. Jungkook couldn't deny it, not with the way his lips trembled or the way his body leaned into Theon silently begging for more. And then Theon smiled just slightly. Taehyung, and now you are blushing like you didn't mean to drive me crazy. Look at you. Taehyung whispers, voice deep and laced with fire. Breathless, blushing, acting innocent like you didn't just spend the whole night teasing, letting everyone see what's mine. He leaned in again, his lips brushing at Jungkook, his voice dropping to a dangerous murmur. You think I am just going to let that slide, princess? Jungkook swallowed hard, my fingers curling into Taehyung's jacket, his heart pounded. Hubby, I was thinking one hand slipped down to his thighs, gripping just above his dress, holding Jungkook like they are like a warning. You made a show of yourself, love, he said slowly. So now I'm going to make sure you remember exactly who you belong to, husky voice Jungkook. While he slipped again, this time whimper escaped from his mouth. Before he could stop it, his eyes fluttered shut, overwhelmed by the fire in Theon's voice, the flame in his touch. Theon, no one else gets to see you like this, princess, Theon whispers fiercely. No one gets to hear the sound you make when you are breathless like this. That rest, that look in your eyes. He leaned in, brushing his lips against Jungkook and kissing. They were never meant for anyone but me. Then he pulled back just enough to let their eyes meet again, full of heat and control and something deeper. Theon, you want to play with fire, baby? He growled, his hand gripping his waist tightly. Then get ready to burn. Without another word, Theon bent slightly and lifted Jungkook into his arms, his grip strong and sure like he would make his decision, and Jungkook had no say in it. His breath hitches, his arm instinctively wrapped around Theon's neck, heart thudding wildly in his chest. Taehyung opened the car door with one hand, never losing his hold, and placed Jungkook gently onto the passenger seat. The leather was cool against the backs of his thighs, but the heat rolling off him more than made up for it. Taehyung didn't speak as he closed the door and stalked around to the driver's side. The car was quiet when he got it, except for the sound of their breathing, his heavy and low, mine shallow and uneven. As the car rolled onto the road, Theon's touch grew, his voice low and deep in the dim light. Theon, you really wanted attention tonight, princess. He said yes. Eyes focused on the road, but his hand firmly gripping Jungkook's. Blushes looking down Theon. Good, because now you have got mine, and I am not holding back when we get home. Jungkook's head fell back against the seat, a shaky breath escaping his lips, eyes fluttering shut again. Every mile felt like a promise. As they arrive home, Taehyung quickly gets out of the car and rushes to open Jungkook's side door. Before Jungkook can even step out, he lifts him up in his arm, his legs automatically wrapping around his waist. Taehyung kicks the door shut and carries him inside his hand. Possessively, Taehyung sets him down on the kitchen counter, stepping between. He cages Jungkook in with his muscular arms, his hand gripping the countertop on either side of him. Taehyung looks down at him with dark, love-filled eyes, his voice low and growly. Jungkook. He hid himself in Taehyung's chest, feeling shy and tired. Taehyung chuckled softly, wrapping his strong arms around Jungkook and pulling his flush against himself. He loves when Jungkook gets shy after it makes him feel even more dominant. Taehyung, tired from handling your husband's love, princess teasing Jungkook. Stop, he whines cutely with red cheeks. Taehyung tightens his hold on Jungkook, his finger digging slightly into his soft skin. No, I won't stop. You are my wife and I will tease you as much as I want. He leans down to nuzzle into his neck, placing soft kisses there. Jungkook giggles, feeling ticklish. Bad hubby. Taehyung chuckles deeply, loving the giggles and the way his body wiggles against his. Stop laughing, you little rabbit. He teases, blowing a soft breath into his neck to tickle him more. Or do you want me to keep going? Husky voice. Jungkook widened his cute eyes. No, I'm tired. He pouted. Taehyung chuckles. Okay, love, let's sleep. He suddenly becomes very gentle, turning Jungkook's face toward him with a tender hand. I love you, baby. His dark eyes soft and contrasting with his usual dominant demure. You are my whole world, love. He places a gentle kiss on his forehead. Jungkook smiles. I love you too, hubby Taehyung, and I love you more. He replies, pressing a soft kiss to his lips. His hold. Jungkook closes his heart, swelling with love for his princess. In that moment, he feels like the luckiest man alive to have Jungkook as his wife. Taehyung, my sweet princess. He kisses his forehead again. Let's sleep, baby, he murmurs, pulling the blankets over the both of them. He spoons Jungkook from behind, his strong arms wrapping around him protectively. Good night, love, hubby. Love, wifey, so much. Jungkook's sleepy eyes smuggling and hugging Taehyung tightly. Wifey loves hubby too. Taehyung chuckles at his cuteness, kissing him again. Later, both fall asleep in each other's embrace. And